scriptures are very sweet, but Chaitanya Charitamrita is the highest order of sweetness. It is pure nectar. As the name suggests, Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is Amrit. It is nectar. And more we hear, chant, and remember Chaitanya Charitamrita, more and more we feel enriched in our devotional service. Sruyatam Nityam. We should hear Nityam every day. And then what we should do after hearing? Giyatam Muda. We should chant. We should glorify every day. And not only hearing and speaking, but Chintayatam Bhaktas. With devotees, we should remember what? Chaitanya Charitamritam, the nectar description of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There is nothing more important to do in this world than relishing Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. You all devotees must know this pastime. Once Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was told, he was asked rather, that if there is flood and everything is drowning and you have option to save some articles, what you would do? So Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told, there are only 3 items I will hold and try to save if I would be drowning. First is Bhagavad Gita, second is Srimad Bhagavatam, and third is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then he was asked that what about if it is too critical, the waves are too strong, you can't hold 3 books, then what you will do? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told, I'll give up Bhagavad Gita, but I'll still hold on to Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. He was further asked, no, you are in big trouble. Imagine that everything is drowning. It is too heavy flood. Then what you will do? He said, I'll even leave Srimad Bhagavatam, but I'll never leave Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Chaitanya Charitamrita is single scripture which has the essence of all other devotional scriptures. It has references from all Vedic literatures actually. Therefore, Chaitanya Charitamrita is very special. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Jada kavya raso nahi kavya raso, kali pavan gaur raso. There is no nectar in Jada kavya. Jada kavya means, Jada means material, and kavya means literature. In one sense, he is telling about all Jada kavya, which includes not just literatures, but media and social platforms and everything. What is not related to Krishna, Jada kavya. Raso nahi kavya raso. It doesn't have any taste. It doesn't have any mellow. But Kali Pavana Gaura Rasohi Rasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the deliverer of Kali Yuga, he is full of nectar. So why we should not give our whole heart to hear the glories of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita? On the other hand, if we try to give up this nectar and try to enjoy the material world, what will happen? Ramani jana sanga sukhancha sakhe charame bhayadam purushartha haram. If one tries to enjoy in this material world, what will happen? Charame bhayadam. Charam sima means what? At the fag end of life, bhayadam, one will get terrified, one will get scared. Why? Because Purushartha Haram, he has lost the real glory of his life. Therefore, all our acharyas have focused that we should save our energy, our heart, our consciousness for hearing and glorifying Krishna's activities. There is a beautiful example in this regard. Why devotees do not indulge in the opulence of this world? Why they don't indulge in this world? Are they not competent? Are they not good for anything? Therefore, they are in Krishna consciousness. What is the reason? So imagine there is a very beautiful girl in a village. Many of the devotees have experience of Indian villages. In Indian villages, initially there used to be big jamindars, landlords, and they used to hold maximum land, and everybody used to take money from them on loan. These jamindars lend money, and because maximum people in the village take loan from these jamindars, these landlords become like king of that village, and common people have to tolerate their atrocities. So if there is a very beautiful village girl, she will always be fearful this landlord can exploit her, because it used to happen in previous times. So what these girls in villages do, when they become little mature, when they come to their adolescence, they hide their beauty from everybody. Generally, they live in their house. If they have to go outside, they put, some cover to hide their beauty. It is not because they are not beautiful. It is because they don't want to get exploited by some rascal. But they want to save themselves for their beloved. So this example is given by our acharyas for devotees. The devotees of Lord are perfect. They become king, they can rule in the best possible way. If they become scholar, they are the best scholars. If they become poets, they are the best poets. If they become scientists, they are the best scientists. But they don't indulge in the activities of material world because they are fearful that this material world will exploit them. And therefore they save their expertise for Krishna. Therefore, this wonderful nectar of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is our real wealth. We may not be doing very big activity in our life externally, but if we are relishing this nectar of Shastras, this is our eternal asset. This will go life after life. Gajendra in previous life learned some shlokas, and when he became animal in next life due to a curse, these shlokas which he learned in previous life helped him to pray in the time of difficulty. So therefore, this wonderful scriptures, especially Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, is very important. We are studying from chapter 2, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every scripture which is given to us by acharyas, whether it is Srimad Bhagavatam, whether it is Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, whether it is Bhagavad Gita or other devotional literatures, they have focused to establish the supremacy of Lord first before they go into the pastimes. Because when we compare ourselves with the Lord, that is material outlook. Like suppose somebody is hearing the pastimes of Krishna as Bal Gopal, as little boy stealing butter, and he's comparing that Bal Gopal form of the Lord with his grandson. Yes, my grandson also does same. He goes to fridge, he opens fridge and he steals chocolates. Is that stealing and Krishna stealing same? It's not same. Therefore, all our scriptures are establishing the supremacy of Supreme Personality of Godhead before they go into the past times. Therefore, this section of Chaitanya Charitamrita is most important section. Although generally devotees like to hear pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not much philosophy. But this part is the most important part because it is establishing how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of God. The Brahman effulgence is his bodily luster, and Paramatma is localized form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are wonderful expansions of the Lord. I'll try to summarize these expansions so that it may be helpful for some devotees. The first form of Krishna is Swayam Rupa. Swayam Rupa means his own form as a cowherd boy in Vrindavan. He is the Supreme Personality of God. Then Krishna expands as Swayam Prakash, his own Prakash, his own expansion. These Swayam Prakash are of two types. One is Prabhav and one is Vaibhav. Those who understand Hindi or Sanskrit, they know Prabhav means what? Prabhav means influence. Prabhav. And this Prabhav means same Krishna is doing different activities. Like in Ras Leela, same Krishna, same form, but with each gopi he has a individual Krishna form. Like in Dwarka, with all 1600, 1008 wives, one Krishna is there, Prabhav. And then Vaibhav. Vaibhav Prakash means he is expanding his own self, but in different feature, like Balaram. Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, what is the difference between Krishna and Balaram? Prabhupada said only one difference. Krishna is black, Balaram is white. Only this difference. Otherwise, they both are Supreme Personality of God. Then there is Tadekatma Rupas. What is Tadekatma? Means more expansions, expansion of expansion. Like Vilas forms, Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Narayan, Karanadakshayi, Garbhodakshayi, Shirodakshayi. Then Swansa expansions, Kurma, Vaman, Mohini, different expansions. And then there are Shaktavesha avatars. So in this chapter, we already studied how there are many categories of Lord's expansion, but basically three are focused here. One is Prabhav and Vaibhav, which we already discussed. Second is empowered and partial. Empowered incarnations like Vyasadeva, Narada Muni. These are empowered. Parshuram, Prithu Maharaj. Partial expansions, partial expansions of expansions. And then Krishna's form as youth and Krishna's form as boy. Now, there is also description of three types of Krishna's energies. We all know this. First is Antaranga Shakti, Swarup Shakti. What is Swarup Shakti? It is Krishna's own energy from which Krishna enacts different activities. Like a football player. If a football player wants to win the match, he has some energy within him and he acts. His own energy, he is acting. That is internal energy. But second energy is external energy. What is external energy? By our influence, we try to do things. Like when we, suppose we are leading Kirtan and somebody is playing Mridangam, and that Mridangam is not matching with our Kirtan beat. So we show our eyes sometimes. And by showing our eyes, that Mridanga player stops. Then he gives Mridanga to better player. Just by showing our eyes, we did some activity. That is what Krishna's external energy. When Mahavishnu projects his vision on this material world starts enacting. And that's how the creation starts. External energy. And then there is third type of energy, marginal potency. Marginal potency is just like when a father has children. His energy is expanding in the form of his children. In India, there is tradition, like when somebody opens any business, they write Agrawal and Sons, Pillai and Sons, like that. They consider themselves as part, their children are their parts, the expansions, Jivatma, Jiva Shakti. So this is the background, and now we will go verse by verse. Can you see my screen, Prabhu?
Yes, Roji.
So now there was description about 6 types of Krishna's expansions or forms and 3 types of energies. And now we are going in the details of this description. Emat Swarup Gana or Tina Shakti Sabhar Ashraya Krishna Krishna Sabhar Sthiti Emat Swarup Gana or Tina Shakti. The Swarupa, the forms which are described before, the 6 types of forms, and Tina Shakti, 3 types of energies. Sabhar Ashraya Krishna. Everybody is having their shelter in Krishna. All incarnations, all energies. Sabhar Ashraya Krishna. Ashraya means shelter. Krishna Sabhar Sthiti. Krishna is resting place for the whole world. These are the principal manifestations and expansions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his 3 energies. They are all emanations of Sri Krishna, the transcendence, and their existence in him. Sabhara Ashraya Krishna. Krishna is actually resting place for all incarnations. We know especially empowered incarnations. We have so many examples, like when Parshuram challenged Lord Sri Ramchandra. When Lord Ramchandra broke the bow of Lord Shiva for marrying Sita Devi, Parshuram came and he challenged, who broke this bow? So Lord Ramchandra came forward. I am the culprit. I broke the bow. And by telling that, when Parshuram challenged Ramchandra to break another bow, Ramchandra did that also. And Ramchandra took whole energy of Parshuram back. The empowerment is taken back. Parshuram's face became pale. He lost his energy. Lord Ramchandra took away his energy. So here is a proof that empowered incarnations are also given special power by the Lord, but when needed, this power is also taken back. Sabhar Ashraya Krishna. Krishna Sabhar Sthiti. Everything is resting in Krishna. When we know this pastime, when once Balaram saw Krishna is eating dirt, so Balaram complained to Mother Yashoda that Krishna is eating dirt. And Yashoda became so angry, so angry. She started to run to catch Krishna. So Balaram realized that, oh, Krishna will be in trouble. So Balaram stopped Mother Yashoda. Don't do that. Krishna is God. Mother Yashoda was angry. Mother Yashoda asked, really? He is God? Which God? So Balaram said, Krishna is Mahavishnu. Mother Yashoda said, really? Krishna is Mahavishnu? Then who? Whom should I beat? Should I beat you? Balaram said, no, don't beat me. I am Sheshnath. I am Sankarshan. The Mother Yashoda became so frustrated. She said, all incarnations have taken birth in my home only, it seems. She became very furious. She went outside, she caught Krishna. Krishna, did you eat dirt? Krishna said, no. Say, are you lying? He said, no. Show me your mouth, open your mouth. Actually, that rhythm, this recital is there Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa, eating sugar, no. It came from that first time only. It seems. Open your mouth, ha ha ha. So Krishna also opened his mouth. He showed, and Mother Yashoda saw unlimited universes, the 14 planetary systems, spiritual world, material world, Viraja river, Brahma Jyoti, Vrindavan. Yashoda saw Nanda Bhavan. Yashoda saw herself. And Yashoda saw Krishna in the mouth of Krishna. Krishna Savar Sthiti. Krishna is the resting place for all incarnations. Yaddapi Brahmanda Ganer Purusha Ashray Sei Purushadi Savar Krishna Mula Ashray. Although these three Purushas are the shelter of all universes, Lord Krishna is the original source of all Purushas. People generally say, oh, Krishna is actually incarnation of Mahavishnu. Krishna is incarnation of Kshirodakshaya Vishnu. These Purusha avatars, or Mahavishnu, Karnadakshaya Vishnu, Kshirodakshaya, Garbhodakshaya, they are actually the main lords. And Krishna is just incarnation, but it's reverse. Krishna is the original source. And it's not just Chaitanya Charitamrita is saying, all scriptures are telling, including Srimad Bhagavatam. You may remember that in Bhagavatam, in 10th canto, there is a pastime when Krishna was in Dwarka. Who was the king? Ugrasen was the king. Krishna was never the king. In Vrindavan, Krishna was not king. In Mathura, Krishna was not king. In Dwarka, Krishna was not king. He was always Brajaraj Sutam. He was the son of the king. He was the prince. So when he was prince, a Brahmana came and he submitted his request that his sons died. And Krishna went to rescue the sons of the Brahmana along with Arjuna. And it's a long pastime. They finally reach Vaikuntha and they meet Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu was hiding these sons of the Brahmana. So Krishna asked, why did you do that? I mean, why you need to hide the sons of this Brahmana? Mahavishnu said, because I wanted to see you. I wanted to have your darshan. So because I did this activity, at least you came in front of me. This is a proof that Sei Purushadi Savar Krishna Mulashray. Krishna is the original source. He is the Lord and Master of even Vishnu Tattva. We will read in subsequent chapters in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Advaita Acharya, who is the manifestation of Mahavishnu and Sadashiv, he is also considering himself servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Although he is Mahavishnu, although he is Sadashiv, but he is servant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ek Mahaprabhu or Prabhu Duijan, Dui Prabhu Kare Mahaprabhu Rasevan. Ek Mahaprabhu, there is one Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu Duijan, and two Prabhus. One is Nityanand Prabhu, one is Advaita Acharya. One is Balaram, one is Mahavishnu and Sadashiv. Dui Prabhu Karen Mahaprabhu Rasevan. These two lords serve the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna, Krishna Sarvashray, Parama Ishvara Krishna Sarva Shastrikay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. He is the primeval Lord, the source of all expansions. All the revealed scriptures accept Shri Krishna as the Supreme Lord. It's not that I was hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture, Prabhupada was telling, it's not that Arjuna is pampering Krishna by telling Param Dham, Parabrahma, Param Dhama. No, Prabhupada is saying, he is quoting Devala, Asita, Narada, Vyasa, everybody accepted Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the same way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is writing here that Swayama Bhagavan Krishna Sarva Ashray. He is the eternal shelter for everybody. And it's not that because Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami lived in Vrindavan, he got brainwashed and he is there for glorifying Krishna. No, he is saying Parama Ishwara Krishna, Sarva Shastrika. All scriptures tell this. That supreme personality of Godhead is Krishna. This is the famous verse. When we come to ISKCON, 2-3 verses we learn first. One is Sarva Dharmani Parityajya, and maybe this is the second popular verse. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Lord Brahma is telling, the creator of this world is telling, Ishvara Parama Krishna, the supreme controller. There are so many controllers. We are also controller. Maybe we can control which toothpaste we want to use. Maybe we can control the speed of the fan. Maybe we can control the speed of our car. Maybe we are also little controllers. But Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, the supreme controller is Krishna. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. He is having absolute supreme form, which is eternal, full of knowledge and full of bliss. Anadir Adir Govinda. He doesn't have any beginning. He is the origin. He is the beginning. Sometimes people ask that if God created everything, who created God? This is the answer. If somebody created God, then that person would be the God. That God minus one would be God, not the second step God. Because God has to be Adi. He should be the beginning. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. This verse is from 5th chapter of Brahma Samhita. এই সব সিদ্ধান্ত তুমি জানো ভালো মতে তবু পূর্ব পক্ষ করো আমাচলাইতে. You know all the conclusions of scriptures very well. You create these logical arguments just to agitate me. Purva paksha means logical objection. Sometimes when we understand scriptures, this purva paksha will come again and again. This terminology means the debate to understand the logic. Sir Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling that this is evident conclusion of all scriptures that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Sometimes people may give some logical arguments just to agitate, but we should never get agitated by such opponents. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. A learned man who has thoroughly studied the scriptures cannot hesitate to accept Shri Krishna as the supreme personality of God. If such a man argues about this matter, certainly he must be doing so to agitate the mind of his opponents. He is just putting the arguments because he wants to establish that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. One time, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati was in Bengal, and one devotee came from Dhaka. That time India was one, Dhaka, Bangladesh was in India. So one person came and he told that one sannyasi was supposed to give lecture in Dhaka. So the local people arranged nice pandal and preaching program. A lot of people came. But since that sannyasi could not go, one brahmachari was sent there to give lecture. And that brahmachari told straight that so-called sadhus who are cheating people are rascals. Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Real sadhu is one who takes devotees to Krishna, his followers to Krishna. And people became so upset. They started to throw stones and whatnot. They dismantled the pandal, and the whole program was apparently failed. So these devotees told Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati what happened. So Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told, actually this brahmachari did preaching for crores of rupees for me. Even if I would have spent crores of rupees, I would have never done this type of preaching. Don't think this program was a failure. This program was success because this devotee gave right knowledge to people that Krishna is supreme personality of God. Say Krishna avatari Brajendra Kumar, apane chaitanya rupe koila avatar. Same Krishna, who is the source of all incarnations, apane chaitanya rupe koila avatar. He came to this world as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. अतएव चैतन्य गोसाई परतत्व सीमा तारे शिरोदशाई कही कितार महिमा. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya is the absolute truth. To call him Shirodakshay Vishnu does not add to his glory. Like suppose when people give introduction, suppose some GBC member is giving lecture, and that GBC is also temple president of one temple. So we are introducing that GBC member and we are telling this devotee is temple president. How he will feel? Yes, he is temple president, it's not wrong. But he is also GBC. He's taking care of many other temples also. So sometimes partial glorification is also insult. Suppose somebody is prime minister of country since 10 years. And while he is visiting some other country, he has been introduced that such and such person is prime minister for last 3 years. Yes, it is right that he is prime minister for last 3 years, but there is more glory to him. He is prime minister since last 10 years. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Shirodakshay Vishnu, that is right. But to call him Shirodakshay Vishnu does not add to his glory because he is much more than that. Say to bhakter vakya nahi vyabhichari sakala sambhaveta te jate avatari. But such words from the lips of a sincere devotee cannot be false. All possibilities abide in him, for he is the primeval Lord. But still, when devotees call him Shirodakshay Vishnu, that is also right. Because when you have a currency note of 2000 rupees, automatically the 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees are in that currency. In the same way, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is being glorified as Shirodakshay Vishnu, it's not wrong. Because Shirodakshay Vishnu is also part and parcel of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Avatarir dehe sab avatarir sthiti keho kon mate kahe jeman jar mati. All incarnations are situated in the potential form of original body of the primeval Lord. Thus, according to one's opinion, one may address him as one of the incarnations. Like somebody may say, like when we used to have one restaurant in Ujjain, it is not functioning now, but before we used to have one restaurant in temple, Govinda's restaurant. And one of the most popular items there was sizzler. You know, like they have one nice hot plate and they used to keep nice sizzler. It used to make nice sound and smoke. And people used to be very much fond of that sizzler. I'm sure many devotees must have, they may know that what is sizzler. So when you eat sizzler, what happens is, if you take from one side, you may get some noodles. From other side, you may get some fruits. From other side, you may get some rice. From other side, you may get some other items. So it's not wrong. If somebody is just telling sizzler has fruits, it's not wrong. Because all different items are the part of the sizzler. But sizzler as a complete is not just fruits or not just noodles, not just rice. It's something extraordinary. In the same way, all incarnations are in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If somebody is saying, oh yeah, he is Vishnu, right? He is Vishnu, but he is more than Vishnu. Prabhupada is writing in the purpose. It is not contradictory for a devotee to call the Supreme Lord by any one of his various names of his plenary expansions, because the original personality of Godhead includes all such categories. What to speak about these expansions? We were hearing about Lord Jagannath. We recently celebrated Rath Yatra, and before that we celebrated Snana Purnima, where Lord Sri Jagannath is bathed by hundreds of pots of water and other auspicious items, and it's birthday of Lord Jagannath. So once one devotee came and He was worshipper of Lord Ganesh. And he became very morose that Jagannath is not having this form like elephant, like Ganesh. So Lord Jagannath showed him Gajavesh, the form of Lord Ganesh, because he is the source of all incarnations, all demigods, all energies, all Jiva Tattva, all material Tattva, everything is in Supreme Personality of God. Since the plenary expansion exists within the original person, one may call him by any of these names. In Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Madhya Leela, Lord Chaitanya says, I was lying asleep in the ocean of milk, but I was awakened by the call of Nada, Sri Advaita Prabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is joking with Advaita Acharya. I was sleeping nicely. Why did you wake me up? You were roaring like lion and you were calling me, and therefore my sleep broke and I incarnated at Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. Here Lord refers to his form as Shirodakshaya Vishnu. He is showing that he is also Shirodakshaya. Because who lies on the ocean of milk? Shirodakshaya. Krishna ke kahe ke ho Nar Narayan, ke ho kahe Krishna hai Sakshat Vaman. Somebody may say Krishna is directly Nar Narayan. Who said that? When Krishna and Arjun went to meet Mahavishnu in Vaikuntha, which we were discussing little before, Mahavishnu told, you are Nar Narayan. Krishna is Narayan, Arjun is Nara Narayan. Not wrong. It's also right, because Narayan, Krishna is the source of Narayan. Others says he is directly Vaman. He is Vaman Dev. Yes, right. He is Vaman. Keho kahe Krishna Shirodashai avatar, Asambhavana hai Satya Vachan Savar. Some say that Krishna is incarnation of Shirodakshaya Vishnu. No, it's also possible. It's not impossible. How it's not impossible? Suppose an engineer constructs a beautiful house, very beautiful house. He constructs, he builds. It's his creation. But after the house is built, suppose that engineer is staying inside and he comes out of the house. Somebody may say, oh, see, this house gave birth to the engineer. Is it right? It is wrong. Engineer only constructed the house, he is living in the house, and he's coming out from the house. In the same way, Krishna is the source of Shirodakshaya Vishnu. But if he wants to again manifest himself from Shirodakshaya Vishnu, it's possible. Because ultimately, Shirodakshaya Vishnu is Lord Krishna's expansion. It's not impossible. So it's quotation from Laghu Bhagavatamrita. According to the intimate relationship between Shri Krishna, the primeval Lord, and his devotees, Puranas describe him by various names. Sometimes he is called Narayan, sometimes Upendra, king, the younger brother of Indra, king of heaven, sometimes Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Sometimes he is called thousand-hooded Sheshnag, and sometimes he is called Lord of Vaikuntha. Keho kahe Paravyama Narayana Hari, Sakala Sambhave Krishna Jate Avatari. Everything is possible. Somebody may say he is Hari, somebody says Narayan. Everything is possible because he is the source of all incarnations. Sabashrota Ganer Kari Charana Vandan, Ei Savasiddhanta Suno Kari Ekaman. This is very important verse. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, I am begging in the feet of all the hearers who are reading, who are hearing this particular book, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. I am begging in all humility. What he is begging? E sab siddhant suno kari ek man. Please understand, hear this philosophical understandings with all attention. With all our attention, we should understand these arguments. We should not fail to hear such arguments. See, this is difference between Sahajiyas and Bhaktas. Sahajiyas may just glorify the Leelas of Lord, they may imitate some Leelas of Lord, and they may say that yes, we are big devotees, but devotees are focusing on Siddhanta as well as Bhakti. Bhakti Siddhanta. That is our philosophy. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, please hear with rapt attention. Although sometimes this philosophy becomes sometimes dry. Oh, incarnation, this, that, Vilasa, Prabhava, Vaibhava, what is this? But why this is important? Because it gives us solid faith in Krishna's supremacy. Even when gopis are glorifying Krishna in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto in Gopi Geet. Now Gopi Geet is the part of Ras Leela. They are not just telling, oh Krishna, you are so beautiful, we want to embrace you. Yeah, they are saying that. But it's not that they are not telling philosophy. They are also telling philosophy. Nakhala Gopika Nandano Bhava. You are not just son of Yashoda and Nanda. Akhila Dehinam Antaratmadrik. You are situated in everybody's heart. Akhila Dehinam. Everybody's heart. You are sitting as Super Soul. So they also know the philosophy. It's not that gopis' faith and love is blind. Yeah, it's blind love, but along with the spiritual understanding. And therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, this is again very famous verse, very important verse. We all should learn this. Siddhanta baliya chitte na karo alas, iha haite Krishna lagi sudrida manas. Never become lazy. Sincere students should never neglect the discussion of such conclusions, considering them controversial. Never we should leave. We should never become lazy. Na karo alas. Alas nahi karna chahiye. Why? Siddhanta baliya chitte. To understanding this Siddhanta, this philosophy, we should never be lazy. Why? Iha hoite Krishna lagi sudrida manas. By discussing such philosophy, one's mind become attached to Sri Krishna. Why we are here? We are here to become attached to Krishna. We are here to become devotees of Krishna. So, if we really want to achieve that goal, we should give our time, energy, and attention to this philosophical aspects. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, Siddhanta valiya chitte na karwa. And therefore, this philosophical aspects, especially the initial chapters of Adi Leela, are full of philosophy, where we know what is the position of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then when we read, he is crying for Krishna, he is lamenting for being in company of Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu interacting with his devotees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu practicing stringent laws of sannyas, we appreciate it. Otherwise, it's just another some sadhu story. Many books are there on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They consider him simply a sadhu or a Mahapurush. They don't accept him as God. Therefore, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is establishing that truth first. That no, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the source of all incarnations. And with this understanding, when we read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, it has altogether different effect. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.